my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Espresso on SABC3. And of course, it's no secret that the COVID-19 pandemic has wreaked havoc in the world of music. Music makers are suffering with public gatherings restricted and concerts currently ruled out. And some of South Africa's starting to really feel the winter blues. And at the same time, people around the world have turned to music to help them through this crisis. Now, Just Ginger's Mathews joins us to talk about how creators and lovers of music are depending on digital media with a wide range of approaches to making, sharing and experiencing music. Mathews, man, how are you doing, brother? It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you. It's crazy not being able to be right there with you guys. But yeah, man, good to see you otherwise.
Yeah, the new times we're living in right now. So listen, earlier on during the lockdown, you put on a performance for your neighborhood that was live streamed and it went viral. So as a musician, talk to me about the place that we're in right now and how you think online platforms are really just so important and really proving their importance in helping you as a musician, not just create, but to share your craft as well.
Well, I think, you know, every time we get presented with a situation like this, it really brings out kind of the best in people because they learn, first of all, what to appreciate and, you know, and how to consolidate and make the best of the situation. So what I realized one Saturday morning, I happened to have a house that the roof just manages to peek over kind of all of Hout Bay.
Yeah.
And I was like, hang on, have I been sleeping underneath possibly the greatest stage in certainly all of Cape Town, if not the world? And I woke up one morning and I just put my speakers pretty much on the roof and I had complete 360-degree views of it. I just started making a bit of a noise and all the people just started coming out of their gardens and just like sat on their verandas and quite a few of them on their roofs. And it just was a spur of the moment thing that was completely embraced beautifully. Fortunately by most, you know, and apologies if there's any neighbors on who are just not fans. But it was more cheer than not. And then I decided to make a charitable aspect around it, and I managed to give back to the community. I had a donation link up, and before I knew it, the last few events had raised hundreds of thousands of rands. And I was like, whoa, this is why am I flying all the time to all these places? You know, you start being very conscious of your carbon footprints and all sorts of things. And yes, of course, we miss playing to people and the interaction. That will come back at some stage, but it's a new era we live in.
At the moment, streaming performances are, of course, one of the only ways that artists can really connect with their fans, as you've just said now. Tell us a bit more about the Game Beat, the Winter Blues Virtual Music Festival, and why you are so excited to be part of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was approached to be on the lineup with some other fantastic artists, and I think it's a great initiative of theirs that they, you know, it's just a little bit of an upliftment during the winter blues. They obviously have seen the power and the reach that can happen online, and they've probably identified the artists that they've chosen because they know that we can kind of pull it off, that we've done it before. So it's going to be really cool just to use that platform and just try and create a bit of winter cheer, you know?
Yeah, man. So when and where can we stream your online performances and what can fans expect to see from you, man?
Yeah, so it's going to be live at 7 o'clock on the Game Facebook page. And so just log in on there. I'm pretty sure I'll put a link on mine as well, but that's where you want to go to.
Listen, but take us a little bit into that dungeon studio of yours and tell me about the making of music, that process, how it's changed now, given what is happening around the world, you know, knowing that you're not necessarily preparing to go and be on a stage in front of, you know, 100,000 people as such. The stage is now online. How has that shaped the way that you make music and think about the experience and the consumption of music?
Well, I did a bit of a social experiment, actually, and it's one of them. And I did a series called Let Your Word Be Heard, where I wrote a song on my Facebook page, and I invited every one of my fans who've been on there to contribute lyrics. And that would sound like normally a can of worms to not want to do, but it actually worked really beautifully. I just said, just 4 lines each, please, no more than that. Yeah. And I actually compiled that is actually about to go to be mixed. And it came out really, really well. So that's kind of the kind of creativity we've had to get up to. And also, it's weird that although we've been the most far apart ever, there's never been more of a coming to. I mean, I've never had such beautiful interaction with fans, and I've spoken them through the process, and I've shown them how to do it, and they all care. And this feels like it's a song for the people about this time, and it's like, so it's actually brought a lot of people together.
Dude, talking about a song for the people, a song for this time, what he means was written many, many years ago. But when you think about the song right now, in the context of the time that we're living in, how much of a mind-blowing experience is it to know what a beautiful and relevant message it is that you penned so many years ago for what we're seeing right now happening around the world?
Yeah, brother. Well, you know that song has managed to stand the test of time for me in so many different times. In my highs and lows of my career, I've always been able to go back and go, well, at least there's this song that just keeps on hitting the point home every time, and it seems like it's becoming more and more relevant as we get on with our lives, and it's always kind of been relevant lyrics, and it's just nice. I have seen some feedback of people using it to uplift their spirits and hopefully carry the message and continue as we work our way through this, because it's very hard for people to see the light at the end of the tunnel at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that the changes that have had to happen, even if it's just on a consciousness level, we're going to come out with some real nuggets and we're going to find kindness.
Yeah, we need so much of that right now in the world, man. Now, I mean, getting back to Game's Virtual Music Festival, how important is it for artists like you to be able to be on this kind of platform and to take your art out to the people in this manner? I mean, it's a great opportunity, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, we can't get to shows anymore. So anytime we're able to do something like this, it's considered work, you know. Fortunate enough to set up a little kind of studio that you are so affair with, and like, yeah, I mean, you just know it so well. But almost everyone can kind of set up a bit of a green screen and have a cool little mic and get a decent enough internet connection. And I know it's not ideal, but we are going to have to get used to it. We need to. I think it's wise that musicians start prepping to be able to produce a little live show, and then of course we all can't wait until we can get out there and be in front of people. So these events are very important, and I think it's a great initiative of Game.
Yeah, man. And while we're all at home, we also have an opportunity to have a big impact on our young people. It is the month of June. It is Youth Month. What's your message out there to young people looking to pursue their dreams in this otherwise very, very difficult time and challenging time?
I think young people must look ahead, and although it's difficult in the moment to realize that we're part of such a historic event, I think they must use this advantage to start really identifying things that really, really matter. It's time to stamp out things that have been suppressing you, and the young people are going to be the ones to do it. And we must start taking a stand for things that we believe in and taking action for it. And I think just sitting back and reflecting and going, okay, what was really important before all of this will be quite important. And I'm hoping that our youth will be the leaders in how we get out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Art Mathews, thank you very much, man. Always such a pleasure to chat to you.
Kat, you're a legend, brother. Love you, boy.
Likewise, buddy, likewise. Now be sure to stream Art Mathews' performances this evening at 7 p.m. on Game's Facebook page. Of course, spreading joy through music is a privilege, and while our favorite local artists can't perform in a venue on a stage, they now have the opportunity to perform virtually from home in the Game Beat the Winter Blues Virtual Music Festival. So make sure that you catch it. And of course, if you're starting to feel those blues this winter, then it's time to warm up, because we want to know what you would get and what you would buy from Game to beat the winter blues this season. So share your thoughts with us on our Facebook post with the hashtag #GotGame and hashtag #WinterBlues, all to stand a chance of winning a 1,000 Rand Game Stores voucher. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com, and the competition runs until the 19th of June. And also remember that Game Stores are open in those hours on Mondays to Fridays from 9 till 6, Saturdays from 9 till 5, and Sundays and public holidays from 9 to 4.